Not sure if we can do a video today. It is really bad weather. I mean, yesterday afternoon we all feel pretty good. A collective sigh of relief. The cases went down in number, so finally in the 50s. But also less happy news that someone has died after the Pfizer immunization. So now it's a PR game of making sure that doesn't dent the immunization strategy too much. And I think on the whole that was done really smoothly from what I can see, but that still has a bit more runway to run on which way that's going to actually get woven into the psyche of everyone who hasn't had an immunization or hasn't had their second. But it's good these numbers go down, and you know, a natural disaster while you're having a lockdown would be the worst thing, like an earthquake. We don't have an earthquake, but there's apparently massive flooding, and it's only in West Auckland, which it quite makes total sense to me. If it's water, doesn't it spread out a bit more? But there must be some blocked drains or something at play, because people are reporting really high amounts of water. Now usually when that happens they really reduce the speed limit on the motorway, and that hasn't happened at all at the moment. So I'm not sure if the audio is going to pick up, but the window wipers are certainly going pretty quick here, and it looks brighter than it's pretty grey actually. I can see in the video it looks a lot brighter than it actually appears to be. And so other news, there's a few more transmission cases that are happening in essential work areas, which is a new thing we're seeing with Delta, and apparently there's been some more bending to the rules, and we've just got such great detail about all these areas. So I think yesterday there was a bit of debate about how people get their groceries. And there's many online food subscription services now, and I guess their brand loyalty is one of their key features. And people were talking about, oh, I like such and such, I like HelloFresh. And then of course HelloFresh is classed today as one of the places where the transmission seems to be happening for essential workers. So obviously, just instinctively, their brand awareness, brand kind of reputation goes a bit down, which doesn't really make sense. I'm sure they're probably very similar to others, but yeah, anyway, another person who might be on the brand hit is the All Blacks, with a story that they were, I'll put picture in picture, that they were partying at one of the locations of interest. Now that sounds bad. The All Blacks, who, you know, have come in and out of the country during various stages of COVID restrictions, certainly have had mass gatherings, but haven't had those as transmission sites, which is good. But partying at a location of interest. But then, of course, when you get through the headline, you read it. They were at a place of interest, which has now become known prior to lockdown. So yeah, I mean, what do you expect them to do? And it was a bar in the CBD. So yeah, so they were partying after they won the Players World Cup, which they are entitled to do. In fact, they would probably be encouraged to do as a team, to let off a bit of steam, get out there and amongst the public to some extent. But yeah, so now they've been implicated, and of course they've left New Zealand now and are in Perth. So presumably the people in Perth are more than interested in what's going on there, because they have also taken a pretty hard line to COVID as well. Anyway, so today we're hoping for less storms and no rain, but it is looking really bleak where I am at the moment, and very windy. So there's some huge power lines, and hopefully they behave themselves. I hope people stay safe in their bubbles, and it might reduce a lot of the movement, I guess, as well, when the weather is so bad. Probably not a great day for going for a walk, although I did see quite a few people still running, so you can still run, I guess, but you don't want to get too sick. But hopefully there's not another natural disaster on top of another one. It was last year when we were watching the COVID cases, and then we had a tsunami warning in the middle of it, and I can imagine the PM opening the press conference that day. We have no cases of COVID in the community, but we have 2 tsunamis. And so that was weird, and we have had an evacuation before during COVID in Wellington, I think, after some earthquake flood thing. So hopefully not today, although it is looking really, really wet. So I'm not sure if the sound is going to pick up any of this now, because it is raining cats and dogs at the moment, but apparently the storm we were meant to get was meant to be on the weekend, and it did rain and thunder for about 60 minutes, but then this one there is no blue sky, so could be here for a while. So I think this might test our resolve about what's an essential service. If a tree falls in a gutter, is that essential? If it blocks the gutter, is that essential? I'm not sure. But I guess someone sensible will help us figure all that out. Yeah. And I think that's about it today. I'm gonna do a shorter one, because I'm not sure if the sound picked up anyway.